PhDs to get that. And we
This is a really great and I have to say, yeah, you know what it is.
Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Don't keep talking. We're checking the online stream. Colton, are you keep it on? Keep it on?
I was just talking to my students, letting you know they're like having additional so really quiet. I'm graduating in August, so I really need that type of stuff. Yes, right now I live in the school that I live from the farm. So just really cool thing that you take some classes at the same time. No, I did my internship through my aunt. That was a city college for a while, and so then I did. You're not teaching next semester. I just because I'm technically a CJ. I know. I just registered. So sweet about it.
I have been on. No.
I just sealed the deal.
It was so much work on you.
Since you're right, undergraduate, you can submit it while you're going to graduate school. If you wrote it as an
Hello everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started so everyone could have eyes on me just like I do in my class. Before we get started, I just want to double check. We have a lot of people live streaming, so I want to make sure that they can hear us. Emily, can you hear me on the live stream? Does that work?
Yeah, I think they said it's working.
Yes, okay, awesome. So I thank you all for coming. We're going to go ahead and get started. Is that in the mic everywhere? So, hello everyone, I would like to begin by welcoming you to the Spring 2025 Lambda Pi Eta, Lambda Beta Chapter Induction Ceremony. My name is Dr. Caleb Torres-Hubbard. I am the faculty advisor for Lambda Pi Eta here at Sam Houston State University. I would also like to recognize the other co-advisor for Lambda Pi Eta here at SHSU, Dr. Kravitz, who is walking back up to the front. I would also like to recognize other department members who are here. Department members, when I call your name, you'll just stand up, wave, and hold applause to the end. Okay? Dr. Francis Brando, our professor and department chair. Of course you're first, so stand. It is alphabetical order. Miss Eliza Aline Kabukow, over there. Dr. Rebecca Chasen in the back. Instructor of communication, Dr. Chasen is an assistant professor. Dr. Lisa Dahlgren, right over here, our associate professor and graduate director. Miss Kristen Hester, our newest instructor. She just got the job like last week. She's been an adjunct and now is moving up in the world. Miss Dina Horn, instructor. Miss Victoria Sandoval, adjunct instructor. And finally, Dr. Kelly Michael, instructor. Now round of applause. Now you're soon going to hear from many faculty members to talk about the wonderful Lambda Pi Eta students we have. Before we do that, I'm going to introduce a few more special people. I know I already talked about them, but I want to talk about our Dean of the Communication. Dean of the College of Humanities and Social Science, who is a dean that shows up to things. I did my interview with him, and then I got the job, and during my orientation, he came up to me and was like, "Hey, Caleb, how are you?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, the dean knows my name." So he comes out. I'd like to recognize Dr. Lee. Lastly, I would also like to take the time to recognize our current Lambda Pi Eta leadership, our president, Xander Cook, our Vice President of External Affairs, Macy Shank, and our Vice President of Internal Affairs, Stephanie Berry. I'm going to highlight a little bit of our leadership. I'll do it a little bit later as well, but we have a very diverse leadership team. Xander is an actual communication major. Macy is a communication minor. So many of you are majors here, many of you are minors. And Stephanie is a fully online student who, once she took this role, holy moly, they're all just rock stars. Talking about my rock stars, I'm going to pass it over to them. President Xander Cook.
Hello everybody. My name is Xander Cook and I'm the current Lambda Pi Eta president. I am so excited to welcome each new member to the Lambda Pi Eta Lambda Beta chapter. Macy, Stephanie, and I are going to tell you about a brief history and the importance of Lambda Pi Eta. The name Lambda Pi Eta is represented by symbolizing what Aristotle described in his book Rhetoric as the three modes of persuasion. Logos, meaning logic, pathos, relating to emotion, and ethos, defined as character, credibility, and ethics. The candle lighting ceremony will describe each of these three letters. Lambda Pi Eta was initiated by the students of the Department of Communication at the University of Arkansas and was then endorsed by faculty and founder Dr. Stephen A. Smith in 1985. The Speech Communication Association, whose name later changed to the National Communication Association, established Lambda Pi Eta as an affiliate organization and the official National Communication Honor Society for undergraduates in 1994. In February 1996, Lambda Pi Eta was inducted into the Association of College Honor Societies. There are currently 344 active chapters worldwide. I'm now going to pass it off to Macy, who will tell you about our candle lighting ceremony.
So as you can see up front, we have three candles. There are three candles that symbolize the three pillars introduced to us by Aristotle. The first mode of persuasion is logos, or logic. In all aspects of scholarship and its application to one's life, logic plays a major role in deliberation and problem solving. Pathos, or emotional appeal, the second symbol of our organization's title, encompasses a driving force that makes an organization vital and effective. The last mode of persuasion is ethos, or character, credibility, and ethics. Aristotle sees character credibility as a primary means of effecting change in society and in one's life. Thus, it is appropriate that ethos is a major symbol of Lambda Pi Eta. I'm now going to let Stephanie tell you the goals and purposes of Lambda Pi Eta.
The purposes of the Honor Society, according to the Constitution, are 1. To recognize, foster, and reward outstanding scholastic achievement. 2. To stimulate interest in the field of communication. 3. To provide an opportunity to discuss and exchange ideas in the field of communication. 4, to promote and encourage professional development among communication majors. 5, to establish and maintain close relationships and mutual understanding between faculty and students. And 6, to explore options for further graduate education. I'm now going to pass it over to Dr. Krowitz, who will start to introduce our newest members.
So there's gonna be a lot of people changing, so you're gonna get used to that, so get those hands ready.
So the membership in Lambda Pi Eta is composed of undergraduate and graduate students who have declared an interest in the field of communication and have achieved a high level of academic excellence. This semester, we have 18 new members. 14 of those members are undergraduate students. To be eligible for membership, undergraduate students must have completed 60 hours in undergraduate credit courses, have a cumulative grade point average of at least 3.0, have completed an equivalent of 12 semester hours in communication studies, and have a grade point average in communication of 3.25, and in the upper 35% of graduate courses, and currently be enrolled as a full-time student in good standings with their institutions.
That's a lot of things, right?
Yeah, right? In addition, we have 4 new members who are graduate students. To be a graduate student, you must meet the following requirements to join LPH. They have to be a comms major in communication studies, 12 credit hours of graduate studies, 3.5 overall GPA, 9+ communication studies credit hours. In addition to their application, they have to receive a letter of support from a faculty member in our current department. When applying, students listed out items that they enjoyed of being a communication studies major, which we saw at the beginning of this. Additionally, we reached out to some of the professors and asked them what makes each of them a strong and special student in our department. At this point, I'm going to hand it over to Caleb so he gives us the instructions of the actual induction.
Okay, faculty, listen. Students being inducted, listen. What you're going to do, faculty members, we will call your name. You will come stand behind this very, very tall podium. Notice how tall Colton is? I'm not that tall. So stand behind, you'll stand behind the podium. Students, you will come right here. So it can be seen on the screen, okay? When we call the student's name, we will all applaud, you will walk up, stand right here. Faculty have some wonderful things to say about you. After they say the wonderful things about you, you're going to show us your stuff, walk the stage, come over here, and Dr. Kravitz and I will be right over here to give you your certificate, cord, and we got you a special gift this semester. And then when you're done with that, Josh, our wonderful photographer, is going to get a picture of these banners that we made, and they're new, obviously. So then you're going to get a picture here, and once you're done, you're gonna go ahead and sit down. And then we're gonna just keep moving on, okay? So again, faculty, stand there, students, stand on this side, walk through, take a picture, and you're gonna do great. First, I would like to welcome Dr. Lisa Dahlgren.
Good evening. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. I am Dr. Lisa Dahlgren, and I would like to ask Isabella Urbani to please come stand next to me here at the front. It is with great pleasure that I introduce Isabella, or Bella, who I have had the privilege of teaching for multiple classes in the graduate program. Bella is exceptionally hardworking. Her passion for learning is evident in the work that she produces for us. Her engagement with her peer showcases her collaborative spirit and commitment to learning. Not only have I known Bella as a student, but she has also worked very closely with me in the last year as my graduate assistant. I can see by Bella's passion and dedication to her work that she will be successful in any endeavor that she chooses. Congratulations on your induction to Lambda Pi Eta. Thank you, Bella. Please help me welcome Instructor Dina Horn. How's that pace, Caleb? Is that okay? That was great. Also, I just forgot to be over here. You didn't listen to me.
You're right, this is very tall.
Yes.
All right, if I could please have Nadia Dorte come up with me. So I have the pleasure of speaking for two students tonight. I'm honored to introduce Nadia. I had the pleasure of teaching Nadia in my online Introduction to Communication Theory and Research course. I also had her in a public speaking course face-to-face, where she did amazing. Her novel insights are discussions and critical evaluations of course material. She drew connections between theories and real-world applications. This is something that I strongly emphasize in my class. She encouraged her peers to engage deeply with the content and helped to foster a lively and collaborative learning environment. Her hard work and commitment to understanding the course on a deeper level were very evident, and it was rewarding to see her contributions. It was very rewarding to see how she grew through that public speaking course. LPH has truly gained a remarkable member. And now if I can have Tristan Brown, please come up. Uh-huh. That's what I thought too. Hi, sorry about that. We're back now.
I knew we knew each other, just.
Yeah, we were just trying to figure out which class it was. Yeah. But we know for sure that we were together in that Introduction to Communication Theory and Research course. Tristan really stands out because he has an insightful approach to course material. He isn't just focused on the theories, he applies them to current events and real-world situations. He really made some great discussions in class. What really impressed me about Tristan was his genuine curiosity and willingness to challenge himself and to help others to think critically when we were in class. His ability to make complex concepts more accessible and his supportive attitude toward his peers made him stand out. LPH is lucky to have him, and I'm sure he'll continue to make a meaningful impact. Thank you. All right, and I would like to welcome Dr. Kravitz back up to the front.
Well, I mean, you're going to do another clap because I know that Steve this morning. It really helps. Okay, so I'm going to start off with Chrissy. Will you come on up? So about a year ago, I got instructed to teach a grad course for the first time, and Chrissy happened to be in my dark side of interpersonal communication. And so, given that it was my first graduate class, I was like, you know what, I'm going to create a group me. I think it's going to be way easier. People can interact with me. This is going to be way better. It didn't work out that way. For most students, except Chrissy. So like my wife and I would be on a walk, and my phone would beam. I was like, oh, Chrissy got a question. And so it would be messaging back and forth. And so it worked out for one student. Right? And so I frequently received questions, comments, etc. through GroupMe, which helped me get to know her better than most students, particularly in my online course, because I was interacting with her quite quickly, and that was what I was hoping GroupMe would work for, right? And so through my interactions with Chrissy, I feel, and I still feel, that she represents one of the shining stars of our graduate program. During my time as her professor, Chrissy has turned in phenomenal work, and I'm so excited to see what she does after she graduates. She graduates in December. Woo, 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 right? Ultimately, it's a complete honor to get to know you, be your professor, and introduce you and induct you into LPH. Congratulations. I'm just gonna say Megan. I know I've been like going over it so much.
I did the order wrong on one thing, just follow this.
Okay, so Kayla. Okay, we're just gonna move forward. All right. I've been here since 6 this morning, so we're gonna go. All right. So Kayla is a very dedicated and intelligent student. So one thing that's exciting, right? You get to know your students from being in a classroom, and I've got the opportunity to meet Kayla through that, right? And so based on her coursework, I have a strong perception that she's a great student, right? But I've also gotten the opportunity to work with Kayla outside of the classroom. Particularly, I think it was your first semester of class you took with me, which was an online course. I got an email one day, hey, could we meet? And I was like, okay, cool, so let's meet. And so we get in there, she's like, we're on a research project, right? And so Kayla and I started working on a research project that right now is under review at an academic journal, which is super exciting for us. For me, it's been awesome and amazing to be your instructor, Kayla, but also to be your co-author if that journal would ever finish their review. So I'm so excited to induct you into LPH. All right, Megan, you're up. You got the chance to practice. Yeah. So I have had the opportunity to be Megan's professor in family communication. So when I first met Megan, she was quiet but sat with a couple of studious yet talkative students, one of which she brought with her. And so I think one of my first interactions with Megan was relatively indirect, which I kind of just told her a few minutes ago. Weirdly, so I would pass around a roll call in my class because it helped me learn their names, right? And so one time I all of a sudden noticed there was an H in between her name that wasn't typed, it was with a pencil. And so she was indicating to me that I keep misspelling my name, her name, and so I changed that. So I've had the opportunity to be her professor, but other than that, I've also had opportunities to work with her as she serves as the managing editor of The Measure, an undergraduate research journal that's housed here in CHSS. Overall, Megan is a wonderful student who definitely deserves to be a part of LPH. Congratulations, Megan. Next up, I would like to invite Dr. Michael up here.
Okay,
I forget.
so I'm going to be introducing two students. The first student is Hannah Mary. It is my pleasure to introduce Hannah as a new inductee into the Lambda Pi Eta Honor Society. I had the opportunity to teach Hannah in my communication theory course, where she demonstrated not only a strong work ethic, but also a deep understanding of how to apply theoretical concepts to real-world situations, as she demonstrated in her literature review written for the course, which I very much enjoyed reading. And her ability to bridge the gap between theory and practice showcases her critical thinking skills and commitment to the field of communication. Hannah's dedication to academic excellence and her thoughtful engagement with the course material make her a deserving member of this esteemed society. Next up, I'd like to welcome up McKenna Manthey. I'm honored to introduce McKenna as a new inductee into the Lambda Pi Eta Honor Society. I had the pleasure of teaching McKenna in my relationship communication course, where our class formed a close-knit community through meaningful discussions and shared learning experiences. McKenna was an outstanding student, consistently producing well-written, insightful work that I always look forward to reading. Beyond the classroom, she demonstrates her leadership and dedication as a coach in the volleyball league where my daughter plays, further showcasing her ability to mentor and inspire others. McKenna's academic excellence, strong character, and commitment to communication make her a truly deserving inductee. And now I'm excited to ask Kristen.
I have the opportunity to welcome two new students up front. First off is Kayla Scott. Kaylee, I'm sorry. Tonight, I'm thrilled to introduce Kaylee Scott. Kaylee is a joy to have in class and a dedicated student in my humor and communication course. She always sits on the front row, never late, never absent. While she's quiet, her smile and steady nod make me feel like a stand-up comic in my class. Like I'm crushing it. The rest of the class is very fun as well, so it takes time. But anyway, her work is consistently excellent, and she approaches every assignment with care, insight, and just the right dash of wit. So Kaylee has the kindest heart and a thoughtful presence that makes our classroom a better place. So welcome. Next up, Van Gogh Rucker. Tonight, I am honored to introduce Van Gogh Rucker. I first met Van Gogh when he was wrapping up undergraduate work and preparing for graduate school, and I was just starting my own SHSU journey. From the start, I was struck by his focus and intensity. He's one of those rare people who you talk to and you think he is actually listening to me. He selflessly lifts up those around him. True, he would encourage people in graduate school all the time. I saw it. Encouraging fellow students and always working to make the group stronger. Van Gogh is endlessly teachable and dedicated to growth. And I have to say, when that tall frame rounds the corner, it always brings a little extra light to my face. It's always good to see. Congratulations. And now I'm excited to pass it off to Dr. Hubbard.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Hi everyone, I'm excited to welcome three, my fourth is I'll talk about her later. 3 new students tonight. First up, I would like to welcome up Zoe Giles. Okay, so Zoe is currently in my pop culture and communication class, and she is just a delight to have in class. I first met Zoe when she was in her Introduction to Communication Studies class, which Dr. Kravitz and I, we share everything. That's a class we co-teach. So she took him and then came to my class, whatever. But she stands out in class because she sits in the front row. She always has something to say, and she's always there and just infectious with excitement, even though her energy sometimes might be low because she always forgets to sleep sometimes. But Zoe, one of the things that I think is remarkable about Zoe is her clarity of purpose, something that I am jealous of because whatever, I didn't have that. But she has a clear vision for the future, and she's determined to become something like a communication director for a Fortune 500 company, specifically Pepsi. So her drive combined with her keen understanding of communication strategies, talks about fun and pop culture stuff and the influence it has on larger society, makes her certain that she's going to be an incredible source of power wherever she's at. So I have no doubt wherever she goes, she'll have a lasting impact. Congrats, Zoe. The next student is Paris Barrett. So Karis and I have actually recently met, and I got to know a little bit more about Karis. So Karis is just, I looked her up, just a wonderful student, and I'm going to be having her in my summer class, and I'm very excited to have her for that. So Karis currently is the communication director at HEB. She's an undergrad student in communication, but she's already got the communication director gig. Again, I'm jealous. Karis has informed me that she just, like, you look at Karis's grades, I talked to a few professors who had her, and she's just beyond wonderful in class. They only have great things to say, especially about an online student, because for those of you who take online classes, you know how easy it is to not submit things and not do well. Karis doesn't know that. She submits things, she does great, and she is just a phenomenal student who soon will be going to get her MBA in marketing and doing communications and marketing at some wonderful company. Congrats, Karis. I am beyond excited to welcome Savannah Capart. So one of the great things that our program is it's fully online if you like it, but it's also fully in person, something that a lot of programs don't have. And when I used to teach fully online at places like University of Oklahoma, it was like online students who were undergrads who were in person taking it, and they were fine. But our online program is just beyond something else because we get students like Savannah who need to get a college degree and just are doing beyond great things. I've had the pleasure of having Savannah in my intro interpreting visual messages course. It was taught last semester, and the class is filled with a bunch of creative things. It's called interpreting visual messages. What do? You interpret visual messages. There's a lot more to that because you go into all the importance of it. But Savannah's work was just, I loved reading. Every time we had a big project, we had a lot of big projects. But Savannah's work constantly demonstrated deep thought, attention to detail, and just beyond the ability to understand these complex things from the book that I read Savannah's, and I'm like, oh yeah, they did it. I did a great lecture. And then another student I would read and be like, oh, maybe it's just Savannah. So what truly sets Savannah apart is her empathy and passion for advocacy. She deeply cares about issues on things like censorship, representation, ensuring that a voice is heard. Her projects talk about this, her application talked about this, and she shared with me some of her aspirations to work in something like law or public affairs or crisis communication. I just wrote her a glowing recommendation letter that anyone will be done to not hire. But Savannah is just great because she is just very committed and undoubtedly is going to make a difference in people's lives. And I'm so excited to induct Savannah. I would now like to welcome up Dr. Rebecca Chasen.
Hello, everyone. I would like to ask Addison Mystery to come over. So it is. What's that? Getting too excited. No, take your time. Take whatever shots. Enjoy the moment. Thank you. So it is my pleasure to welcome Addison to Lambda Pi Eta. Addison embodies the spirit of LPH through her dedication to academic excellence, curiosity for learning, and enthusiasm for communication studies. As a senior, majoring in comm studies with a minor in marketing, she has excelled in her coursework, demonstrating both intellect and engagement in her studies. And outside of the classroom, Addison enjoys cooking, baking, pickleball, and spending time with friends and family. But perhaps her greatest achievement at SHSU is rescuing her two beloved college cats, Pumpkin and Miss Squirrel. So as Addison's time at SHSU comes to a close, she looks forward to pursuing a career in pharmaceutical sales, and her passion for learning and dedication to personal and professional growth embodies the values of Lambda Pi Eta. So we are very proud to welcome you into our Honor Society today. I would now like to ask Instructor Ibuka.
Okay. Okay, to be fair, I wasn't going to come from this side so I don't block y'all. Okay. Please help me welcome Holly Knight to the front. Hello. So it is my honor to introduce Holly Knight, who I have the joy of having in my intercultural communication class this semester. I might not have known you for very long, but I'm still very fortunate to have met you before you graduate in a few weeks. So if you haven't met Holly, let me share a quote from her own work that has been the epitome of her work in my class this entire semester. I have learned that I have a true love for people and a desire to know them for themselves. That was one of her very first assignments in my class. She set a very high bar for herself, and she has met it every single week. So every week through her work, I have seen that she is a determined, dedicated individual to both her coursework, her peers, her loved ones, to her greater community. It's really wonderful to read your work and to see your curiosity and excitement to learn something new. So it's been a great honor to be your professor for your last semester, and welcome to Lambda Pi Eta. Okay, so last up, please welcome back Dr. Hubbard.
Hi again, this isn't the last time you'll see from me, so don't worry. Okay, I want to mention real quick that, like I said, we have a fully online graduate program, which means we have people who are not in the greater Houston area, and it's not easy for them to, drive here tonight. Saying that, we have 3 students who are unable to attend, and I know that they are joining us via Zoom. So everyone waves to the camera. Hi, students. And I would quickly like to introduce them. So first is Lily Temple Dozier. Lily is currently in my pop culture course, and she was going to be here tonight, but she is unable to make it due to a family emergency. However, I want to point out Lily is a criminal justice major with a communication minor. Things that she's done in her class that she connects is law and order accurate representation. That's is educating the larger community about proper things. She's able to connect criminal justice and communication very, very well. And please hold your applause to the very end, please. Next, I would like to briefly mention Kendra. Kendra is currently in my online graduate class. Kendra is a master's student, just a wonderful master's student. And I currently have her in her graduate class. She's not able to be here because last week she had a baby. So she just, now it's a family of 4, her husband, and her 2 little children. And she sent me pictures, and they are adorable. But Kendra is a current graduate student who excels at everything she does. If you ask any teacher who has her in class, she'll tell you that she's one of the top students. I'm not joking. I was like, Kendra, you just had a baby. I'll give you an incomplete and a 3-month extension or whatever. She's like, no, I can't say I'm talking about my graduate work. I'm like, Last week she did not miss a dime. And I'm like, okay, high bar. So congrats, Kendra. And lastly, I want to mention is Brianne. Brianne, she has a very strong work ethic and displays this throughout her ongoing coursework. I never had the pleasure of having Brianne, but Dr. Kraywitz has, so you can ask him and many other professors about them. But Brianne's work displays someone who is motivated and has deep strength in the field of communication. That was really nice. So while we are sad not to be able to see them in person, we wanted to send them a congrats from the streaming option and let them know that we are celebrating them even though they are many, many miles away. So everyone be super loud so the camera can hear it. Congrats, our all. I know you're sick of seeing me and him, but I'm going to pass it off to the call.
Can you imagine that we created this script on purpose so that we have to get people to keep clapping for us? It helps our ego. Sadly, this is my last time, so. Okay, now we're going on to the induction vows. So now I ask any current standing members, along with our newly inducted members of LPH, to stand in the audience. We're about to state the vows of being a Lambda Pi Eta member. So I'm gonna read a statement, and then after you say it, you're gonna say, I do. You wanna practice? I read a statement.
I
do. You nailed it. Okay, so we're gonna get started. As newly inducted and current members of Lambda Pi Eta, do you accept the challenge to maintain the high academic and leadership standards set forth by the organization and serve as examples for the achievement of excellence in the field of communication?
I do.
And do you promise to work towards the achievement of the purposes and goals as set by the National Organization of Lambda Pi Eta?
I do.
I now present to you the newly inducted members of Lambda Beta chapter of Lambda Pi Eta for spring semester of 2025. As we wrap up the traditional induction ceremony of the hardworking students who all just got inducted here today, I want to say congratulate to you all once again. This semester, Dr. Hubbard and I also have an extra surprise, and we would like to ask our LPH leadership to join us at the front.
Hello. According to Lambda Pi Eta bylaws and policies, each chapter is allowed to induct an honorary member. These are members of current faculty or previous alumni that exhibit the intellect and hard work of a Lambda Pi Eta member while displaying their work in communication. This semester, we submitted one honorary member to nationals and it was approved. It is my personal honor to say that this semester, our new honorary member is Dr. Francis Rando. Dr. Rando is a professor and the department chair of communication studies. Congratulations.
I just want to say I graduated college before it went nationwide. I'm so old. Let me follow the stage directions.
And now, for real this time, for the last time, Dr. Hubbard.
Okay, everyone, I have a lot to say. I want to do a final few announcements, but before we do that, if you were a newly inducted member this semester, one more time, stand up. Big round of applause. Okay, you can put that down. We'll understand. Now listen, what? Colton asked her we're talking for him. Okay, so Lambda Pi Eta has a lot of benefits, and Stephanie mentioned a lot of them. I want to reinforce multiple of these benefits. One of it is connection with your professor. How many of you have actually been to an event that's not in class that you can come up and be like, yo, Caleb, we're at an event together and we're not in class. Please don't come up and say, yo, me. But you can go up to your professors and you can come and you can go talk to Dr. Kravitz. Again, at your own risk. But you can go talk to any professors out there. If you are interested in graduate school, we would love to talk to you about that. I know our graduate director, Dr. Dahlgren over here, would love to talk to you. You have benefits. We host events like this. 2 weeks ago, our leadership team hosted an event with speakers. We opened it to the whole public. This was our first time. In the fall, we're not opening up our networking events to the public. It's only to LPH members. We might do another one, we're starting to figure out. But we're gonna host things that are open for all comm majors and minors and just for LPH members. These are benefits. Use them. If you want to do a research paper, if you want to do something, go talk to your professor. Say, I'm a member of Lambda Pi Eta. If you are scared to come talk to them, you see how stupid and silly I am and him, come talk to us. We are happy to connect you because we know everyone's area of research. If you want to talk about TV, come talk to me. I love talking about TV. Okay, but you can do that. Why is this important? We have research and travel funds. First off, Xander last week just presented a paper that he worked on with me last week at Virginia. Additionally, Xander is working on another paper Dr. Craig, as well as our Vice President Macy, who's working on a paper. They both got money to do this, as in, you want to collect participants? We submitted money for the college, and the college gave us money, thank you, Dean Lee, we would love more next year. And we're using that for you to collect data, for you to do something. If you want to do something, whether it's trying to collect data for a future job that you have or a current job, we have funds. Again, we would love more next year. So make sure you do that. Additionally, the College of Humanities and Social Science has funds called SPUR. I'm on that committee. I will get you through your travel and research fund. Contact me. Xander got to go travel. A little bit came from us, a little bit came from the college, and the rest I couldn't do it. We went up to Dr. Brando, and Xander needs like $300 more, and she goes, approved. So his trip was fully paid for. So if you want to do something like that, that is a benefit. Additionally, I want to point out, SHSU has a lot of special things. Seth, can you say that for me? Seth McAdow is in the back. His whole job is to make sure students who are interested in research can connect with professors, whether it's us or someone in a different department, do our department. But if you're like, hey, I'm interested in this, Seth knows people. We had a meeting, Megan, me, and Seth, like 2 weeks ago. We're like, hey, what are you interested in? Let me tell you. So, and then now they're going to connect students who are interested in doing things within my research, papers that I publish on. So go talk to Seth. Again, he's active behind the pillar. I'm sorry you got behind the pillar.
I can also help pay for travel that's for them.
He has money too. Oh wait, as we kind of wind down, if you are a Lambda Pi Eta member, I want you to look at your friends and family who showed up and give them a massive round of applause. The last thing I'm gonna have, they're gonna hate me. Come on up. Michelle and Joy. Come on up. They asked me I was gonna do this in my life. Michelle and Joy are basically our office superheroes, or our office admin. They are everything. They are this event. Colton and I kept going in and like, we're gonna do this, and we want to do this, and like, done. And they have helped us set up all of this. Colton and I come in and complain all the time about random things. We didn't say, we want this, we want that, and Joy and Michelle are like, okay, whatever. Like, they literally are on the phone with us. Like yesterday, Michelle thought she was gonna get a day without calling me. Wrong. But Colton also called her. But they do things for everyone in the department. If you have schedules, that's handled by Michelle. If you are a graduate student, that's handled by Joy. If you are traveling, that's handled by both of them. They do almost everything in the department. They set up all this. They went to HEB. They are our workhorses, our wonderful, wonderful staff that no department has. Trust me, I've been to a lot. So big, massive round of applause for Joy and Michelle. I'm almost done. Okay, I told you all about the photo booth. I'm going to point out, Josh Warren Photography is here. Josh has actually had photos in like massive magazines. 2 weeks ago, he went to New York and then he went and met these people from Marvel and was like, hey, look what I saw. I was trying to get from Marvel. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. It was awesome. But he is paid to go to New York to take photos of these amazing things. He is local. His wife is our instructor, Dina Horn, and he is here to take professional photos. He does graduate photos, if you want a great graduate photos person for just not for local. He is here. He has business cards. You can do that. He is in charge of our photo booth. Make sure you go do that. Speaking of Josh, every single Lambda Pi Eta member, when we're done, you're going to come up, take pictures of the group, Colton and I, all that stuff. So if you're a newly inducted Lambda Pi Eta member, you need to, right now, look in your bag. There are cords. I want you to put these cords on right now. These cords you will wear right now, as well as at graduation. They are approved through the university, and they show that you are in our honors program. If it's hard to have a rubber band, I can wear it. We would like to get your pictures with your cords on. Again, you wear these at graduation. It shows that you were in an honors society, that you had high GPA, all that stuff we talked about earlier. So, when we are done, if you are a new Lambda Pi Eta member, I would like you to come up, we're going to go back there, and we're going to take photos, okay? If you're not a Lambda Pi Eta member, be a pink. So we have chocolate and vanilla cake. It had a beautiful logo that now is cut up. Eliza and I were going on that too. But that is all I have. So thank you all for coming out. Thank you for the new students. Congrats. Have a great night. If you're in Denver, go back by Josh.
Okay.